I mean, what else can you do different? You know, they got a lot of respect for them. But I thought our guys on offense really stepped. Offensive line gave outstanding protection so that Joe was able to do what he was able to do with all the skill guys that we had. And there's 3 sacks versus some different looks. You know, one of them was a cadence issue. One of them was one of the best Abby Fonzie bluffs I've ever seen in my life. Hats off to them for that one. They won it on that one. And then there was a third one there. But I thought that for the amount of times we threw the ball and the efficiency we had, how good our offensive line did today, hats off to them. There was a lot of drop back passes. It wasn't under center play action. It wasn't nakeds. It wasn't a lot of screens. It wasn't runs, take the pressure off. It was drop back and protect, and our guys answered the bell today. And of course, our skill guys stepped up as well.
How happy were you to see the start that you guys had and just collectively as a whole play your best game offensively that you've played this year?
It was going to be critical against this team because you saw they had about a 10-minute drive in the second quarter, I think. And so when they've been able to hang around or play with leads and they suck the air out of the clock like they did there, you can feel how they play ball, and they do a great job of it. They're really efficient doing it. They regained the momentum there. We had about the worst 30-second stretch we could have there in the second quarter. But our guys took a deep breath at halftime. Defense came out and responded like they always do. Got us a stop to start the half. 7th consecutive game with no touchdowns allowed in the second half. Which is just unbelievable to do, to have that level of consistency. So they got us started. Offense was able to score some points there and put the game on ice.
After the way the first half ended, how important was it that the defense did respond, especially that first series?
It's big because there was a little bit of a momentum shift there. But when you took a deep breath, it was really just a one-play strike, a punt issue, and then that was really it. So you get a chance to step back and really isolate it. We played good football. Let's not let them run away with the momentum here. Let's get back to what we've done well. Our defense had played well. And that's what they did.
Guys, since you started 0-2, this team has won 4 of 5. How important has this bounce back been?
Well, I hope you all listened to me as I got up here at 0-2 and just said, just be patient. This season is very young. We know what type of team we have. I know the faith that I have in these players and coaches, and that's what they've done. And again, this season's, it's still in its infancy stages. Today gave us a chance to separate a little bit. And that's what we need. But we know what's on task next week. Monday Night Football at Cleveland, that's a big game for us. And our guys will be amped up and ready to go. Give us an extra day here to get healthy. And our guys will be ready for the challenge.
Zach, there was a lot of talk about getting Tyler more targets, getting him the ball more. Can you talk about what made him so effective today in getting open?
We've really gotten back to the basics of our pass game, to be quite honest with you. Just some core bread and butter stuff that allows the ball to be spit around and just let TB – when they give us the void there, because they're trying to help on Jamar and T as well on the outsides, and so it just opens it up for guys like Hayden and TB. And TB's a special player. He's a special locker room guy, and he makes the most of his opportunities on cue. Ball goes to TB. He makes a play for us. Still mad at him for putting us in a 3rd and 1 and not getting us that first down on 2nd down. He knows it, but he did a great job today, and it was awesome to see him step up to the plate like we expected him to.
Did you take the ball because of their ability to go on long drives?
Yeah.
Is that what the factor that
Yeah. We wanted to put them behind the A-ball early, and so that's why it was important. You can swing and miss there, and it can play against you because they start the second half with the ball. But we had a lot of confidence what our offense was going to be able to do today, and they stepped up and did it.
The defense kind of came out of the second half. The defense, the first 2 series, 3 and outs.
Yeah.
They don't usually do. I mean, they kind of took over the game again. It seems.
Sure, and really they played well. They gave up the long 10-minute drive for the touchdown, and then the 1 strike play in the 2-minute. And aside from that, I thought they did a great job in the first half. But like you said, the second half, 2 3 and outs to start, really gave us the momentum. Gave the offense a chance to regain our footing because we went there and had to turn over on downs there. But the defense really stepped up and gave us some great opportunities in the second half.
On the offensive line with Leo coming back, what were those discussions like? And did you try not to push him, or was it his kind of pushing to get back in the game?
Yeah, I didn't directly talk to him. I just knew it was a quick ankle, and he felt like he could come back and be effective for us, so that's what he did.
As a play caller, what's it like when Burrow's operating the way he operated today?
You just got a lot of confidence that he's going to find the right answers given the coverage, because we saw a lot of different coverage looks, especially kind of similar to what they did to Tampa, a lot of different coverage looks early in the game. And so the quarterback's got to be on top and deliver the ball to the openings and hand the ball off when he needs to. And it puts my mind at ease to know I can just quickly give him a call and then let him operate and do what he does best. And when he gets in a rhythm, watch out because it's tough to stop.
Zach, just two things defensively. The decision to make the switch at cornerback with Cam Taylor-Britt over Eli. Can you talk to us about that? And can you give us an update on Trey Hendrickson?
The starting point was we wanted to work Cam in there. He's a player who's, when he's practiced for us, he's done a really good job, made a strong impression. It was time to start working him in on special teams and some on defense as well. And we'll obviously watch the tape to see how well he did there. But the plan was to get him in there and work him in a little bit. And then Trey Hendrickson's neck, I don't know yet. We'll get some more information on that one and have a better answer for you in a couple days.
Well, you referenced with TV giving up the first down. Did you say anything to him coming off the field? Did his look say it all?
He knows. That's my. Let's get first and 10s. To stay out of those short yardage situations because it's something I really harp on a lot. And so I didn't say anything. He came up and apologized to me, and I say it lightheartedly, but we also know when we can stay out of those situations, let's do it. Fight for that first down, don't lose yardage. But he just knows my feelings on that overall over the last 4 years, and so he came up and it was a good conversation.
I'm sorry, to clarify, were you looking for a better option at that point in the game, putting Cam Taylor-Britt in the game, the corner?
No, we plan on playing him in the game, and we'll talk through how it evolved over the course of the game. But the plan was to get him snaps in this game.
What is the offensive line, the stabilization of that group opened up for you in the offense that maybe you didn't have 3-4 weeks ago? Is there?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't look at it that way. I've had confidence from these guys coming out of training camp. To be quite honest with you, and just their communication, their professionalism, their talent level. And taking that talent and that chemistry to develop the cohesiveness that these 5 guys have together is, I can't even really put words into it, how confident it makes me. And so that's a credit to Frank Pollock and Derek Frazier of getting these guys all on the same page and then just letting the chemistry take over. And the chemistry is just, these guys go to dinner together. They're talking ball all the time. They're lifting together. It's exactly what you want from your line room. And these guys have really taken that to heart. And it's fun to watch these guys come together like that.
When you say the passing game is back to basics,
No, it's just that's a little bit overstated from what I said, but I said that. I'm not saying you didn't quote me right, but just mixing in more of our bread and butter stuff that's really been efficient for us the last couple of years, and not overcomplicating it. Maybe with some good scheme stuff that we like, that we've maybe dialed up in games past, where it's just, hey, let's get back to the things that are tried and true in our system. And it doesn't mean that we scored on a scheme play on the 5th play of the game or whatever it was, but that's just things that guys know well and can operate with extreme confidence.
A lot of big plays. Do you feel like there was one that was the biggest sign of the positive momentum the offense kind of has right now?
The shot early in the game. That was one we were locked in on early. Ted Karras last night was a guest in the quarterback meeting room, and he picked that as his first touchdown of the game. So credit to him for having that foresight. And that's just further what our offensive linemen understand about this offense. They hear us talk. They hear stuff in the pass game that really they have no concern about. And they're just that aware of how the game's going to play out. And that's pretty fun for me to see as a play caller.
Thinking that would work, is that based on coverage you saw, or what gave you so much confidence?
Well, it's just a chance to be aggressive. And when we call those shots, Burrow checks them down. If it's not there, he's really good. We've called plenty of plays like that, where if we don't get one of the top 2 coverages we want, Burrow just gets the tight end or the back and gets us to a 2nd 5 and lets us come back to the play maybe later. Just so happened that the shot was there on that play.
How valuable has Sam Hubbard been?
Incredibly valuable. He steps up and continues to make key plays in the game. But just in the run game, it's not always the credit because he might not always get the tackles. But I promise you, when you run to the right, you feel his presence. And we feel it all training camp. Teams feel it when they preseason. And then as you get into the regular season, man, he's just a force over there. And affects the quarterback and the protections as well with that big sack that he had in this game. So really cannot say enough about Sam Hubbard and the role he plays for me as the head coach, for this team in the locker room, for the whole fan base, to be able to share a hometown hero like him, and just can't say enough good things about Sam Hubbard.
With the linebackers, Jermaine, how did they play today without Logan? And did Jermaine get the green dot?
Yeah, I think they did a really good job of settling down in the second half. Really, there was just the one drive in the second quarter there. And other than that, I thought that they played really solid. So that's going to be from the linebackers all the way around. And this team has driven the ball. They've won time of possession. They've driven the ball the length of the field. We gave up the one drive. Aside from that, I thought our overall defense was excellent.
Jake Philly, Zach Carter, they get a lot of tackles combined for double-digit tackles. And
Yeah.
for them to do what they did with the injuries to DJ Reed or Tupo, how huge was that? For them to limit the Falcons to just over 100 yards.
Yeah, they've taken advantage of the opportunities they're given. And, Jay Tufeli's been a guy who just was acquired at the cut down, has been in and out of being inactive, never knows when his opportunity's coming, and finally he's thrust into a role and he takes advantage of it. Same with Zach Carter. Zach was using different roles early in the season, and now with Josh and DJ being down, he's had to step up as well. And so just really pleased with the job that Marion's done with those guys and the way that those guys have stepped up and played.
Game balls?
A lot of game balls. The defense for what they've done over the last 7 weeks, not allowing a second half touchdown, and then the skill guys on offense led by our quarterback. They did. It's a big no-no to give them to the offensive line. They don't want that. So the 3 skill receivers, Hayden Hurst has just been a big burst of energy for us. Every time he touches the ball, going against his former team, he made the most of his opportunities, and then Burrow, obviously. Okay, thank you all.